thing we're going to talk about is the water cycle. And this is something that you should have learned about in all the way back in elementary school. Water cycle is pretty an easy concept. It's a never-ending natural circulation of water through our systems. And that means that the water that we have on Earth is finite. We're not getting more water from anywhere else. What we have is what we have. And we know that most of our water is locked up in where? Hopefully you said the oceans. Most of our water is in the oceans. The fresh water, there's 3% of fresh water on Earth. And that out of that 3%, most of that is locked up in polar ice caps. And a lot of times I'll hear like, oh, why don't we just melt the ice caps? And well, if you think about where glaciers and ice is, when they melt, they go into the ocean. So it just makes more salt water. So we have less than 1% of available fresh water for us to use. So it is definitely important for us to be careful with that water that we have. Now, if you looked at or printed out the notes or are working on them, this diagram you should be labeling after you find the definitions of the terms. You should look up the definitions of those terms that are there and then label this diagram. When you come to this slide, this is a really great little interactive. So you're going to want to open this up and it's going to take you to this diagram.